And of course, in this video, as you can see, we will continue with the Retopology, which is not that bad anymore. It's very nice Retopology from now on. It's just a shadow of what it used to be. It used to be amazingly bad, and I was very frustrated, as you know from the last videos, but now we are at last in a good position. And again, I'm a little bit sick, but that doesn't worry me at all, because it's some kind of a flu, which I don't care about. I'm coughing from time to time, but otherwise I feel relatively fine and I can record the videos, which is the most important thing for you. Yes, for you, my dear watcher or viewer. Yeah, viewer. Watcher. Watchdog. Okay, so retopologizing. What do? I will just retopologize this, the top of this bottle, the bottle cap or whatever you can call it. I'm not sure, by the way, how it's called. It's probably not exactly a cap. It's about those cork things from the cork trees, but I'm not sure how exactly it's called in English. Maybe I know, but I have forgotten, since I don't use it. Yeah, you probably know that when you don't use certain words in your vocabulary very regularly, you kind of start to forget them, or they fade away. And that's why, you know, I'm practicing English constantly by making these videos and my courses, but most of the time I speak about certain things, and cork and wine industry is not exactly one of those things. So yeah, you can understand that I'm not exactly a specialist about those things. In English, in Bulgarian, I'm a pretty good specialist about everything, you may say. Alright, so here we do this, and we have something like retopology of this area, which is great. Here I will add this, and then F here, I will make this a little bit smaller, so the others can come into play, like this, and then I will, of course, connect it here. This will be a triangle probably in here, but I have to first select it. And what should we talk about in this video? Yesterday, by the way, I was invited in Discord, and this was pretty nice experience, by a group of Arabic guys. And I told you in the previous video, they have a group of character art group in Discord. They told me there are about 200 people, I'm not sure, but yesterday there were no more than 10, I think. And they were sharing their screens, and I was able to see each and every one of them, what they do, to give them a little bit of a feedback, and to kind of show them how to do one of they have this kind of challenges in Discord. They have something like a concept from somewhere, and they do it quickly. And I showed them for 20-30 minutes how to do this. It was from this concept here. Yeah. So it's not exactly like the concept, but it's pretty close. For I think 30 minutes maybe it took me to get into this level. Yeah, so I have to start doing this kind of things, like this guy, I forgot his name, but he's doing this kind of things in ZBrush. He's doing this 2-hour videos in which he takes one concept, pretty simple one, and makes it in 3D. And he speaks about certain things. He doesn't kind of do it very quickly. He takes his time, which is okay. I mean, because he's interacting with the audience, because it's live most of the time. And I'm thinking about something like this. It could be interesting. It could be interesting, and we'll see. Now I'm trying to fix here all the things. And you don't see what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing, so don't worry about it. I'm okay. I know what I'm doing. Hopefully. Or I may not know, but that doesn't matter. Now, F and F. Oops. Something happened. I'm not sure what. Okay. We have two here. So one here and probably one here. Okay. Now you see, I can see what's happening from this angle. And can I do it from here? Most likely. Ah, I am able to do it. Amazing. I thought that it will snap to the body, since I'm watching through the body. But obviously Blender knows what it's doing. So these kind of things are very difficult to retopologize in, for example, in ZBrush or in Max, in 3D Max. Yeah, I pressed something. But in Blender, obviously, if you go with Alt-Z, and Alt-Z is making this, and you just do it, it's kind of easy. Even without Alt-Z, but with Alt-Z I'm able to see it better. Amazing. So yeah, I didn't know that. And I thought that this will be difficult, but obviously it's kind of easy. Amazing. Thank you, Blender. Thank you, Blender. By the way, I have to switch to the newest Blender, since I'm using still the 3.0. And I probably should switch to 3.1 at some point. But I guess it won't be a big issue. I tried 3.1 in my laptop for just a few minutes, and nothing is kind of different that much. So we're okay. We're okay. And overall, when we're doing this kind of things, retopology, for example, the tools are not as important, although I am doing it in Blender, so I'm teaching you how to do it in Blender. I'm telling you that you have to use the F2 add-on. You have to, have this add-on on. If you don't, you will suffer great consequences and stuff like this. So yeah, F2 add-on is a must, because it will allow you to use F from time to time, which is pretty useful. Just connect with F. By the way, this is okay. I mean, this you can do, but this, by selecting this angular vertex and then pressing F and making a polygon, I don't think this is this can be done without this add-on. So yeah, basically now from word to word, we have finished with the most difficult part of our model, and we can continue with the easier things, which is amazing. I'm so happy about that. So the most difficult and complex things are done. Maybe a little bit complexity it will be here on the belt, but since we don't have too much inner geometry except for this part here, we will be completely fine. By the way, if we are doing this guy for 3D print, I don't know, maybe I will leave it like this. Maybe I could inflate a little bit those things here because they are too thin, and in the 3D print they can get some issues, but that's it. Most of the things are okay for 3D print because he's stylized. He's pretty stylized, as you can see. He's not pretty, but he's pretty stylized, which is two different things, you know. And I like how he came out, kind of. I rarely like my work that much, but if I don't like it at least to a certain level, I will never leave it. I will continue working on it until I start liking it. Here, I think they're pretty big, those polygons here, pretty huge. And that's not a very good thing sometimes, especially if he lifts his arm. Here we need to have more polygons. So I will move this a little bit up, connect those, and continue working on this area. We have to also, before we go down to the belt, we have to start working on the other arm, because it's important to make it too. We cannot do without it. Or we can, I'm not sure, we'll see. Here I will make very big polygons, and now these are the areas that we save polygons, because those areas are not... they are not important, they don't have detail. We can put just fewer polygons there and we'll be okay. Bigger polygons, as you can see. And we will be completely fine. But the areas like head and some other, you cannot. You just have to put a lot of things in there. Amazing, yeah. G, put it here. I would like to connect here, so I'll press K. It's K is cut, but it's K. It's interesting because cut is not spelled with K, it's with C. Whatever, it's fine. So, here, E to extrude. Oops. This was unnecessary. But most of you will not understand what it said because this was a chat in Bulgarian. Mostly. Okay. Here I will add kind of a same size polygons all over the place. What do I mean by that? The polygons will be with similar sizes. I will not put just one polygon, one big one, because I can, but the idea here is if animators want to put a bones in here and move this, we have to be able to move it. Since if we have only one polygon, it will move like this. If we have more polygons, it will be able to move like this. And that's the idea that I'm having. We'll see if I'm right. Here I don't need those polygons. I will go and make the border like this. Rotate a little bit and make it so. Alright. Looks kind of nice. I mean, I'm pretty happy about our result up to this point. See how fast it goes when we have this tunnel and we press just FFF and we go. And I, in my course about beginners for beginners in Blender, I'm expressing my satisfaction a lot with this FFF thing. So yeah, you probably will see if you got the course. It's in the description, the link, I think. The promo link is in the description of this video and the other videos of this series, since, you know, many people who are watching this maybe will say, okay, I would like to go and see what happens with Blender and how to do it. So FFF, amazing. Just, I don't have words to describe how good is this. Let's see. Ooh, I'm amazed how these inner parts will be super easy to do here in Blender. It's just... But you see, for this kind of areas, like skirts or some kind of things that are waving around, we need the inner geometry to kind of repeat the outer geometry. So that's a good idea, because this will help the animators. That's why I will try to do it like this. This and here. Okay, I will connect those. And then I'll press F in here, and then we can do this E, and then E, and then S, and then rotate, and then E, and then FFF. Ooh, very nice. I know it's very nice. Here I don't see exactly what's happening, but I need to see it to believe it. What? No. But it's amazing. I mean, I didn't expect Blender to be to make that so easy, those things. In other programs, as I told you, I've worked retopologizing with ZBrush, which is pretty good. And also ZBrush, as Blender, has the same kind of a advantage with retopology, which is to have the retopologized mesh and your high poly in the same program at the same time, which means you can always go back to your high poly mesh and change some things, so your topology is easier or whatever. And that's a very nice thing to have. I'm pretty confident. By the way, here in the back, I will not make this kind of thing, but when we go forward, I will start from here. Let me show you what I mean. I will make a triangle in here, this triangle, and then we'll do this. And why am I not doing it in the back? Because it will never be visible, that exact thing. But here, since from the front it will be visible, I'm doing it. And as I told you, the front is more important than the back. And I told you the exceptions, Tomb Raider or similar games in which you saw your character from behind all the time. Uncharted, I think, is the same, yeah. In that kind of games, the front is important, the back is even more important. And they put a lot of details on the backs of those characters too, which is interesting. Since in most games we put details on the back, but just to have something, but not too much. But they are, I'm sure, very, very careful what they put on the back of those characters in this kind of games. But it's normal, since they are visible all the time from the back. Even in one of those games, I forgot the name. I forgot the name of this game. I told you I'm sick, but it cannot be transferred. I mean, the viruses cannot be transferred from the microphone, I'm sure. So you are safe. But one of these games, the main character is flying, and you kind of see his shoes from the bottom part. So his the soles of his shoes you see all the time with the tread of the shoes. And it's interesting because most characters that I do, for example, I don't do the soles of the shoes. I don't quite do them, and I don't pay attention to them that much. But in this game, you definitely should pay attention to that because it's important. So yeah, you know, those kind of things are interesting. The thing that will slow us down here, and it's already slowing us down, is that most of this character, the upper part of his body, mostly, and some of the lower part even, is not symmetrical, which means that we have to do it by hand. Otherwise, if the character is something like this, it's kind of symmetrical. There is a little bit of asymmetry here in the front, so it's very easy. I make one hand and I mirror the other one. It's easy. But here, it's a little bit more difficult. So, as I told you, this is one of the worst, I mean, the most difficult examples, which is good for you because you will see how the difficult things are done, and then the easy will be easy. That's a fact. Or not. Nobody can tell. I'm trying to achieve something here, but we'll see if I can do it. Okay. Alright. Seems nice. Yeah, I'm just making this in the geometry. I can leave it to be in the normal map only, but I'm making it in the geometry, and you will ask, but why, Nico? Sometimes I feel like it. It depends. If the hole is kind of a deep, as this one is kind of deep, then I prefer to make it in the topology as well, in the polygons, in the low poly itself. So yeah, that's why. Hope you understand now. Now, my nose is starting to leak a little bit, but I will not stop, because I am a man. I don't believe in blowing up your nose in the paper. It's not manly at all. So I don't do it. I just swallow it. I know. If you're eating now, I'm sorry, but sometimes I have to just say those things. It's more interesting, and people are liking them. And they are kind of some people are finding those things funny. That's why I have to do it. I'm sorry. Sorry about the people who are disgusted by me. But I'm kind of swallowing my secrets from the nose. By the way, I realized, since I'm speaking to my daughter in English only, I realized I don't know exactly how is the nose secret, the leaking nose, what this inside the leaking, the leaky part, how it's called in English. It's mucus or whatever, but how is the normal name? Because the scientific name could be some kind of a mucus or whatever. But what is the normal name? I'm not sure. I have to check. But I think I checked and I forgot, which is, yeah, probably it's not meant to be. Me and the mucus are not meant to be. Alright, here, oops, let's connect those and see. Yeah, we are doing a great job. I mean, we are having a great success now, you know. It's not a success, it's something else. But here in this area, since this will be the shoulder, I may put a little bit more polygons first. But the other thing is that those polygons here, they will not move that much. So the position of the shoulder now, the main position of the shoulder, the lowest position will be like this. Maybe it will not go much lower than this. So it will be like this. And the only position that this shoulder will go beyond this, it's up. So if those polygons are big, they will get smaller when it goes up, which is good. So we can leave them like this. But I see here that we haven't quite exactly matched our mesh. So I will make a little bit of an exception here and make the polygons smaller in this area, especially. So we can kind of go over the mesh better. Hopefully we can do it. We'll see. So I'll make 3 rows of polygons in here. And this area, no, I will not make a lip in there. We'll leave it like this. And for this guy, we have to meet with it. So I will go to object mode and connect them. I'll basically connect this with this and Control J. Now they are connected. We go to tab and continue working. We can now go in front and kind of start to thinking about connecting them completely. Which could be nice. Why not? No, I'm pressing some things here without exactly my knowledge. Probably because of the sickness, you know. When you're sick and your brain starts to work a little differently than normal, and you're starting to do things that you basically are not doing in the normal way, normal world. But if I can retopologize while a little bit sick, and you can see that I'm not very sick, that's obvious. I may die tomorrow, but I'm not very sick, which is good, because if you are not feeling very bad, dying is okay. The problem is when you feel very bad before that. But still, it's not a big issue at all. Again, why? Because you'll be dead, so it's okay. Yeah, it may sound a little bit you know, feelless or lack of feelings that I have, but the idea here is that many people are wanting to kind of leave their works, finish their works before they die or something, and it's okay, it's good, but when you do die, it will not matter at all for you, but at all. So, yeah, it's not mandatory. Just live your life until you are alive and everything will be okay. Be happy. Be strong. Be faithful and don't lie. My biggest thing in life is to be honest with myself and with my children and the people I kind of care about, and mostly everybody. Even the people that I don't care about, I don't lie. That doesn't. I don't like to lie. I don't understand the need of lying. For me, honesty is the best advisor, we may say. How much time do we have? Ooh, 25 minutes more maybe. If we do this again, 50 minutes. So we are pretty much fine. Here. Okay, I like this. I like how I can do this. I told you in the other programs, ZBrush and Max that I've worked, this is very difficult to make here. This inner part here. But in here you can drag from, you can watch from the body, from inside the body. In the other program you can watch it from inside the body, for example, if you can see it, because the body will get in the way, mostly. But if you try to snap it, it will snap to the body itself, because the body is between you and the rest, and it will snap to the body. And here it snaps to exactly where I want it. And I'm super, super hyped about this. So this kind of things are easy. But as you can see, as you saw, the chain is never easy. It's always super hard, and I advise you to never make a chain in your life, because you will be extremely frustrated at the least. At the least. At the most, your computer will be trash. You will just throw it away in the trash in a few tries. Yeah, some people are pretty kind of mad at their computers when something happens, whatever it happens. The computer is never its fault, basically. But yeah, they tend to think that probably the computer is responsible for their suffering, so they are kind of killing their computers, and especially the computer screens. I've seen one guy that was very popular back in the day, a GIF or I think the video or whatever. One guy was like very frustrated. He was hitting the keyboard and suddenly he punched his monitor and his hand went through the monitor. He was a kind of a thick guy like our guy here. I don't want to say fat because it's... I told you, this is one of the words like dwarf and fat that we can use in the movies, sometimes in the YouTube, but you cannot call somebody a dwarf or a fat. I mean, you can, of course, but there could be consequences, I think. I'm not a specialist, of course, in this kind of things, but I've heard that it's not very well. It's not very good. Although, when you're fat, you cannot be called thin, right? It will be a lie. But you can call him thick or big bone guy or, I don't know, some other things. Not fat. Don't call me fat. I'm basically not fat. Not that fat. But whatever. Okay. F here. And G, and let's see. Okay. This will be a little bit of a problem, but I think I will extrude this. Okay, this was nice. F, no, M at center. And then here I will press F twice. And we have this area here. And we can put it there. I'm not exactly sure what's happening there, and I have to kind of figure this out by myself. Maybe I will connect this somehow like this. It doesn't look right. Maybe I'll have to connect these, yes, and then this. Or, more likely, I will connect... Okay, this I think is the way. This is the way, okay. We got it. Ooh, what's happening here? Yeah, sometimes you have to rotate all the time and see your mesh from all angles. Otherwise, you will get some interesting things, let's say. Interesting, I mean pretty bad. here I don't think I need more to go more up than this point. The animators will be able to animate this guy, and we can just continue whatever, just to fill this area. It doesn't need to be empty. It needs to be filled. That's why we will do it. That's our purpose, to fill this area with polygons. However, we find necessary. Yeah. Because those polygons will rarely be visible there. But they have to be polygons, because otherwise, if he lifts up his hands, there can be a hole. And I've done that. I mean, I've left a hole in my mesh. Just a triangular hole. I don't know exactly how it went there. It was in the back of a character, around this area, just a triangle, and it was a hole. And suddenly, some of the testers, I think, kind of saw it, and they alarmed the company, and they kind of start the procedure of firing me and stuff like this. It was awful times, but I managed to lie my way in. No, I'm joking, of course. I just they gave me to fix it, and that's it. No, you see, I said I don't lie, but I joke a lot. So yeah. If you say, oh, this guy, say he doesn't lie, but now he just lied. No. It's a joke because I'm telling you at the end that it wasn't true. If it was a lie, I will be kind of, yeah, this happened. Yeah, this definitely happened, and it was so unfair, stuff like this, yeah. And again, I will tell you what tablet am I using for Retopology. I'm not using a tablet, I'm using the mouse. But what tablet am I using for sculpting? I'm using one by Wacom tablet from Wacom, which is the cheapest Wacom tablet. In most places it's below $60, I think. So it's not ultra cheap for some people. I'm sure that some people will say that this is not exactly cheap. And when I was a student, I was working for, let's say, $150, $200 a month. And for me, $50 were a lot of money. But if I know that it's worth it, and it will be good for my future development as an artist, I would probably give them gladly. Yeah, here you see what happens. So I have to go more in and watch from here, and probably from here. Okay, this is okay now. Yeah, very nice. I love Blender. Sometimes I love Blender. Most of the times, by the way, it's interesting. I love it. Blender is very, very nice, and especially when you know that you're not pirating anything, because I will be honest, I have pirated ZBrush for a long time. And I bought it at the end, but for my own use, in the company, of course, they bought it, but for my own use, I was using it for free from torrents, yeah, basically. But probably it was a little bit eating me, since I told you I'm a pretty honest guy, and I didn't want to do that. But I was, with my courses, I was kind of promoting ZBrush, so I think they can forgive me that I was pirating it. But now I bought it. I have a license. I never used it, by the way, because when you use the license, it wants you to be with the latest version of ZBrush. I don't want to be with the latest version of ZBrush because I don't feel the need. So I just stick with one version, for example, 2021 something. And yeah. But now I'm not using ZBrush at all. But when I say at all, I'm not using it at all. I'm using only and only and only Blender. I'm working in Blender for my work. As you can see, this is for work, of course. This shows how devoted I am to using Blender, because I'm using it for my personal work. And not only personal, but in the company too. And they don't mind at all. Even our lead artist, since he's a 2D artist, he is using Blender, because 2D artists concept artists, they use Blender. If they are good, of course, because Blender is a nice tool to have. If you want to make some environment or even a basic human and make a little bit of a lighting and then put it in Photoshop and color over it and make a nice character, Blender is your tool. Very nice. But he is very happy that I'm using now Blender, because when I do a character, when I make it at certain level, I can give it to him and he can watch it and see it in Blender, rotate it and everything. With ZBrush, he couldn't do that. First, he doesn't know ZBrush, and second, he doesn't have a license. Because in the company, they gave license only to the character artist, the 3D character artist for Blender. I don't have, for example, a license for a nice modern Photoshop. I work in my work computer, I work with CS3 or CS6 or something like this, very old Photoshop. But I don't mind, because I don't use this kind of super modern functions of Photoshop. I use Photoshop only to kind of fix some things and do some other, basic functions, and they can be done with any Photoshop basically. So I'm okay. Photoshop, yeah. I was thinking of making little videos about Photoshop for character artists, just to show, because I realized there was one guy, Luca Pitani, I think, if I butcher your name, sorry. I'm speaking with him on Instagram. He's, by the way, he's bodybuilder, and he's looking pretty good, but he's a very good character artist too. He doesn't believe in himself, but he's doing well. I mean, great. And he kind of gave me the idea, because he said, oh, I told him to go to Photoshop and fix some things on his render, and he said, but I don't use Photoshop, I don't know how to use it. And I say, probably I have to make a course, and he say, please do. So probably I should make something like a course, how to basically work with Photoshop and how to use layers and stuff like this. If you want this kind of thing, of course, write something in the comments. If you don't like it, just don't write anything in the comments, or just write how great is this video and how you like how I sneeze on camera and cough and almost blow up my nose in camera and everything you like. Yeah, basically tell me how you like this, because it's very cool. Yeah, but in this video, as you can see, we have finished a lot of things. I mean, we have made all this thing happen here in the bottom, this part here, and some of the back. It's amazing how things are working very fast when we don't have a chain to retopologize. Yeah, I'm pretty. And I was speaking with the concept artist yesterday, and I told him about my chain experience, and he told me, "Oh, but I'm sorry," because he's a very nice guy. And I told him, "No, man. If it looks good, you do it. I will think of a way how to make it work. This is my work. I mean, we don't have to be restricted by some. I don't like to do chains in the low poly, so don't do chains, please. No, it's stupid. It can't be done. If the character will be best with the chain, we'll do it with the chain. That's completely normal. Work is at the first place for us. That has to be. I mean, always work is at the first place. So if it will be looking good with chain, make chain. Don't worry about me. I will be okay. I will curse. I will suffer. I will get sick, because I got sick because of the chain, you know. No, I'm not. It's just my my little girl. She brought something from the kindergarten, so yeah. A virus. A very deadly one. Yeah, because from the kindergarten they brought him to the Amazon jungle, and from there they brought up all the kind of virus. No, I'm joking, of course. No, they just, this is kind of a flu. This is a very easy flu. It's not a malaria or dengue or whatever sickness you can find. It's just a simple flu, I hope. because COVID, we already did that, and I'm already vaccinated. So COVID was in the past for us, hopefully. Although they say there will be another wave soon. But, yeah, whatever it happens, it's okay. Nothing is frightening me anymore. Why? Because of the war. uh, I was upset about a lot of things before the war. I was upset about my son grades in school, because he's not doing very well in school, because he's very lazy. He's a smart guy, but super lazy. And it's normal, I think. It's okay. And I was upset about some other things, and now war. And I imagine how it will be. Like, we are living here, we are going to the store and buying some stuff, going to the park, having good time, going to the seaside. I know everything is okay. But suddenly, you have to run because of the bombs. Because you know that any time, how you're sitting in your chair in front of a computer, while you see me now, suddenly my head explodes because some rocket flies from the window. Yeah, I know this will be pretty nice, like kind of a show, but it will be one time, and I'm not completely fond of it. I'm not very happy. I wouldn't be very happy with that. So that's why I started to look at the world for a little bit differently, a little bit more like live your life now, because there may be no tomorrow. Yeah, that's a little bit, but maybe I'm just getting older. That's a normal thing. After a man gets over his 40s, and my birthday, my 40th birthday was just a few months ago. It was in the 1st of December, and now it's the end of March. So not so long ago, the 40th birthday. So it's probably, it has something with this, to do with this. Wow. I'm speaking about some stupid things, and suddenly almost all the upper part of the body is kind of ready. Amazing. So yeah, basically I was right when I said that after the chain everything will start to be pretty fast and easy. The chain was the weakest link, we may say. Yeah, no, super funny guy. Many people are thinking that those videos are live and I'm recording them. I'm not recording, I'm recording them, but they're live. No, I'm pre-recording them, and this video, for example, with the rate that I'm releasing them, will be out. Let's say this is the 29th or 30th video. We have like after 1 month, so it will be at the end of April probably. Yeah. So this video was recorded at 25th of March, which is a long time ago, right? If we are alive. Hopefully we are. It's fun. I mean, yeah. For me at least, the things are starting to work out in professional area. I mean, I'm making courses. My YouTube channel is kind of going fine. And I'm still working. I'm not freelance only or something like this, which is not bad. I mean, I'm not saying that freelance only is bad, but I know people that are freelance only, and it's not the best thing you can do to yourself. For yourself, for example, yeah. It's a little bit awkward since sometimes you have a lot of work, and sometimes you don't have very much free time because you have to work. If you stop working and say, okay, I'm a freelancer, I can stop working for a little bit, your clients will go to somebody else, and suddenly at some point you will not have anything to eat, which could pose a little bit of a threat or a problem. Yes? Okay. Yeah. And that's a problem. And sometimes you have to work very hard for very long periods of time in order to fulfill things and to make more money. And also, when you get some clients, which for some of you is a long way ahead probably, you think about it and you say, oh, clients. And yeah, but if you get good, whatever, in concept art or 3D, whatever, you will get clients eventually. People that are having a need of 3D artist, they always will appreciate a good 3D artist. And they will give you a job. That's inevitable. So, when you get good, you will start receiving, job propositions or freelance offers, which is great. I rarely take freelance, by the way, these days. Because, people are, oh, you have very nice things, can you work for us? We have this game, and we're making this. Most of the time I'm saying no, because I'm busy with the courses, I'm busy with the work, I'm busy with my family. Because you have to, when you have family, it's one of the most important things, maybe the most important in your life, and you have to pay attention to that. I mean, you have to spend time with your kids to teach them some things, because this time will never go back. I mean, these times are forever lost if you lose them now. Yeah. Of course, I find time to spend to make courses, which is good. I will make a triangle in here. And this, ooh, too big of a polygon, by the way, here, and I don't like this one. Let's delete it and make a smaller one in here, and probably this one will be okay. I will make another triangle in the bottom, but first I'll connect those. And you see, this is a little bit like put polygons whatever, and it will happen. And basically, sometimes you just have to do this, because this is a filling here. This will be below the head, so it's a filler. We don't care about those polygons at all. At least, not that much. Let's not be that cruel. Let's say that we care about them. They are nice polygons, but not that much. Okay. And we have to fill this void in here, and we will be ready with the upper part of the body. Almost. I've put too much polygons in this area, so I will have to put a triangle in here and probably one also here. Because, there are other ways that you can kind of connect those, but I cannot think now exactly very well, so I'm not doing it. No, this will not be a triangle. Okay, let's see this first. Okay. And then here. Very cool. I think we are on the right path here. See, when you get used to the workflow, pressing 1, 2 constantly and pressing E and F and G. Basically, I'm working with 1, 2, E, F, and G. That are my shortcuts, and that are my buttons for Retopology. And the mouse, of course. The mouse is always a good choice for us. Sometimes I press D, which is I don't want to press, but just press it because it's pressed by my fingers. My fingers are responsible for this. Alright, this looks pretty good. Now, how much polygon? We have 4,000 triangles for the upper part of the body, which is super low, because it's super low. Let's see this. This is 1,300 just for one half. So it will be 260 or 270. And this will be 4. So 6, almost 7,000 up to this point. Yeah, it's not super low. I mean, 7,000 up to this point, and the whole thing will be, the whole body will be around 10. But it's okay, 10. And then the weapon will be like 1,000, 1,050 more, we'll see. So around 12,000 polygons, and I think it's fine. So we are on the right path. And of course I will see you in the next video, but first I will save. Let's save like this. And good night.